Hey everybody, welcome to the Believe Retreat. And today we're talking about preventing burnout as a creative. And you know what? This is supposed to come up. There it is. Hey everybody. How you doing, Believe Sisters?
Absolutely fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. This is Francine, who is just talking to you now. And our frozen sister over here in the other frame is having some internet problems today, so she may or may not be able to talk to us. That is Joanna Truss. It's sad that we can't hear her. But if she can't come in, hopefully she will chat with us in the comments. So today we're talking about preventing burnout. And I mean, whether you're a creative or not, this is such an important topic because it's something really we don't have to experience. I mean, it can sneak up on us pretty quickly if we're not paying attention to the signs. So, in today's conversation, we're going to kind of visit what some of those signs may be and what we kind of do when we notice those signs. We don't go into burnout mode. And the whole reason why we're here, the Believe Retreat, is because we really believe that if you slow down, you're going to be able to speed up your processes. And it's not going to feel like this push to get there. Instead, it's going to have like this flow and it'll pull you up there instead. And so we're meeting here every week just to share these kind of messages of hope with you and some processes that we found that would work so that you can get curious and you can start to experiment on your own and see if it helps you have more time and energy to create. So we're talking about watching out and not being overwhelmed. And one way we can do this is in an exercise that we do here every week. It's look at a fractal. And so today's fractal, come on fractal, there it is. It looks like this. And so the rules of this exercise, it's going to last for 2 minutes. And normally if you'd be doing this by yourself, you'd probably be thinking this stuff in your head. But since we're live and just to make it a little bit more entertaining for everybody, the three of us are going to talk about the little details that we start to notice as we look at this image. And what's interesting about this, just focusing on looking at something intently for 2 minutes, is it interrupts your survival brain. The part of you that's making you feel bad, that's your self-critic, that's pushing you to unrealistic expectations. A lot of that burnout comes from that survival brain thinking. So by looking at an image like this one for just 2 minutes will help you quiet those voices so you can tap into the creative side of you. And so, my Believe Sisters, are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right. Great. So I am going to start the timer.
We're making room for wonder and awe.
Okay, so everybody take a nice deep breath and breathe out. Nice and slow. Take another deep breath in. And as you're breathing out, start noticing the details and the patterns in this image.
I see rings like rings of a tree.
Or I'm trying to think of what kind of stone that is. You find them in gift shops.
Geode?
Yes.
Looks like a bug to me.
A smashed frog's legs spreading out.
It almost looks fuzzy.
Sort of like a snowflake.
Oh, yeah. Have you guys ever done needle felting? Those little strings remind me of when you play with the wool and string it out. Which I think I just thought of that because the whole thing looks fuzzy.
You can definitely get lost in it. The rings have a level of depth.
All right. That has been 2 minutes. And we have a crazy echo. Hold on, I'm just going to do a little test here. Okay, I didn't hear an echo that time. Echo. Okay.
It sounds better now.
It sounds better now. Okay, so let's see. Oops. I'm pushing buttons and I don't need to push buttons. Okay, so today we are talking about how to prevent burnout. And one of the questions that I have for you, Francine, is how do you build rest and play into your routine to keep burnout at bay?
I'm not a real planner. I am in tune with my body. And when my body says it's time, I listen. Now, when I used to work before I retired, I mean, I still work, but I don't punch the clock. I don't have to be anywhere on time, except for maybe when I'm doing podcasts and networking events. But when I had to be at work on time and then go through the whole day and then I get off of work, the first thing I wanted to do was pour a glass of wine and sit down and chill. And then I realized that I was yelling at my dogs to leave me alone. I was telling my husband that I didn't want to listen to him. I was really turning my back on fun. When I changed my mindset to when I come home all stressed out, go out and play with the dogs. Go out and have some fun outside in the fresh air. Go for a walk. I realized that I didn't need that glass of wine anymore. That wine was a bad habit that I was engaging in to relax, when really what my mind and body was craving was play. So now that I learned that, as before I retired, now that I'm retired, whenever I start feeling like, ah, I know it's time for me to take a break and go play. Or if I'm really crunched for a deadline, I'll pull up Canva because there's always stuff I need to do on Canva. Edit a video or make some kind of a graphic. So to me, that's productive play. Playing with the dog is productive play too because I love videoing them and using their little antics when I make videos or in advertising. So my suggestion is find productive play. That way you don't feel like you are cheating what you need to do when you need to take that break.
Productive play. I like that. And, you know, now that you mention it, I just recently did a 48-hour film festival. And I felt like that was productive play. Because, first of all, it was acting. So it's kind of related to trying to do this live stream. And being on the spot, too, because we only got those lines in the morning and then had to perform them less than a couple hours later. So that was kind of building my skills. And then I got to hang out with a bunch of creative people. And so it was fun. It helped me learn a new skill, and it helped me meet other creative people. And so that's like 3 of my top things that I value right there in an activity. And even though it was like stressful, kind of like, you know, nerve-wracking, it was that good kind of stress, you know, like the kind of stress that builds you up and makes you feel more confident, because there is a difference between the good stress and the bad stress. And so I thought of another question while you were talking, Francine. What is it for you that you notice? Like, what things do your bodies do that trigger the and make you notice that it's time to back off?
For me, I get this little twitch in my eye. If my eye starts to twitch, I know I'm starting to get stressed out. Or if it stops being fun, because for creatives, we design our business or our creative endeavors because they're fun. When
And why shouldn't we?
yeah, and when it stops being fun, that's when it's time to take a step back and say, take a deep breath, look at a fractal, and think about why it's not fun and how to make it fun. You might even have to remove yourself from that environment, like walk out of your office and go outside and breathe the fresh air or go play with a dog.
And Joanna, since we're having some audio issues, I am going to be the voice of Joanna today via comments. So Joanna says that power naps are great. Totally agree with that. Games on my phone, which is also just playing a game for a little bit. Now, like everything, when it gets taken too far, that's when it becomes a problem. But taking some time out just to take a break, just let your brain chill, that's a great way to keep yourself from getting close to burning out. I agree. Watching comedies, yes. I know it sometimes feels good to watch sad stuff when you're feeling sad, but watch comedies when you're feeling sad and see how much faster you get up, right? Let's see. Oh, watch comedies on TV and jump, like literally jump. Like you go outside and you just like, am I reading that right? She's not nodding or shaking her head. I don't know, yes or no, otherwise. No, she does not go outside and jump. Okay, so I don't know what watch comedies on TV and jump means. But I like the idea of you going outside to jump when you start to feel overwhelmed. I think I might try that actually. Let's see. Up and do chores. I think that's good too, because sometimes when there's just a bunch of clutter around you, that I know when I get really busy, like stuff just kind of starts to pile up, then man, that can feel really overwhelming. Spending time with babies and animals. I also agree with that. Francine's got a cute little puppy that we were talking about spending time with that does naughty puppy things. And then you can't yell at naughty puppy because naughty puppy is too cute. I'm surprised we haven't had an interruption from naughty puppy yet.
Oh, that's because Daddy's eating.
Okay.
Full bag mode now. Full bag mode.
All right. Okay, so let's see what else did Joanna say. Help a friend who can't help back. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. I feel that. So like when you really just feel overwhelmed and burnt out, it's nice to help somebody else and feel like that gratitude for seeing, where you're at in your life in comparison, and then be able to help somebody else have a leg up. And walk out in nature, just like Francine said. Joanna clarifies. Jump means jump up and do chores during commercials. It was just, who can type correctly in a hurry anyway? So, okay. So, yes, that's awesome. And then she said one more thing. She said that she does some of these activities 15 minutes at a time. And I think that's really important too, because I know I have a tendency to want to overdo things, like when I get started. And then, like when exercising is a great example for me. Like when I decide I'm going to start a workout, like I go all out, and then my body really hates me because we hadn't really been moving up to that point, and I just really overdo it. And then my head talk tells me that all that working out stuff is just way too much work. And if I had just started with a smaller exercise and just done small exercises every day for like a week, I probably burnout and overwhelm. It's such a setback for a lot of people, because what happens when you do let yourself get burnt out, Francine? What does that look like for you?
I shut down. When I was completely burnt out before I retired, I just shut down. Instead of coming home and drinking that glass of wine, I went and took a nap. Woke up, had dinner, went and took another nap. Of course, somehow I ended up drinking a couple bottles of wine in between the naps and the food. It's just very unhealthy. When you're burned out, your brain, because your brain's wired for survival. So when you get out of control, like you do when you're in burnout, you're going to find comfort habits to help you feel more in control. And face it, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there, the majority of the comfort habits we choose are not good for us.
Yeah, it's true. So I want to talk about another aspect of overwhelm. I kind of touched on it by talking about setting unrealistic expectations for myself, but perfectionism is one of those unrealistic expectations. And I feel like for creatives, I mean, we all want to kind of strive for some certain level of perfection, but it's really not a realistic ideal. So, Francine, when you notice that you have some perfectionism kind of creeping in, how do you ward that off to help avoid burnout?
I have a new motto in life: done is better than perfect. I remember Back when I was in school, it got to the point no one wanted to work on my team because I wouldn't accept anything less than an A. Because I was just so set on everything being perfect, I didn't even give my teammates their voice because it wasn't grammatically correct, or it didn't fit the topic right, or whatever the reasons. I had to get that A. Well, I learned now done is better than perfect. That when you come together and collaborate, that everybody needs the voice, whether it's your definition of perfect or not. So now take that one step further. Your brain and your subconscious and your heart are three different voices within yourself. Your brain's telling you to be perfect. Your subconscious is telling you just get it done. And your heart is saying, I need to reach as many people as possible with my message. The key is to find a happy unison between those three. And for me, done is better than perfect sums it all up.
And I think that's a great way to sum up our conversation today. Unfortunately, in a 30-minute live stream, we can't get really deep into a lot of these topics, which is why we created the Believe Retreat community, which is an online space that you can go anytime, anywhere you're hanging out, to go for some positive encouragement. And so with each of these episodes, we've been posting the questions we've been talking about here, as well as some additional questions around this topic so that you can see what other people are saying and share your opinions and experience as well. So there's one more super awesome thing that we do as a Believe Retreat, and it's coming up in January. Hold on, I got a video.
I'm Francine.
I'm Heidi.
Hey, I'm Joanna. And together,
We're the Believe Sisters.
inviting you to join us at the Embassy Suites in Jacksonville, January 31st through February 2nd. We're going to turn your burnout to burning desire and celebrate creativity for ladies only. Because if you can conceive it,
You can believe it.
You can achieve it.
and so from the head,
To the heart.
To the hands.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
All right, so you're going to be able to get your tickets online for that. And that's not all we're doing. We have some other events coming up. And so this is the shout out portion. And so the first shout out that we have is for Asbury Arts Center. They're going to be doing a pop-up event with us on the most creepy day of the year, but it's right before Christmas. It's December 13th. And it's going to be really awesome. We're going to be doing some dancing at the dance studio, of course. And that's going to be at 11 o'clock. I'm going to have a proper flyer made for this. We just confirmed that event today. And then the next event, also on Friday the 13th, we get to throw some axes, and it's for a good cause. It's for making dreams come true. So come out and throw some sharp objects. It's going to be lots of fun. And then finally, in December, our very own Francine. Yeah, I gotta put her down in the corner of the screen for this. She is, wait, what am I talking about this for? Francine, tell us about this event.
Sparkle and Soar is my official book launch for my children's book. And just think of it as self-help for children. This book introduces kids to meditation and self-reflection. And I'm looking for sponsors for this event too. Are you a vendor? Are you selling some cool Christmas crafts? Are you selling cool products? Are you an author who wants to do a book signing before Christmas? Let me know, because we are getting together December 7th at Into the Looking Glasses in Fleming Island, Florida. And we're having a huge, fun event. And my publisher is coming and making a book of the event. So come out and get your smiling faces in the book.
I will totally do that. I'm excited about getting my smiling face in the book. And you talked about sponsors for that. We also need sponsors for our Believe Retreat in January. And those sponsorship packages are also going to get you some time on this live stream, either to come on, we'll interview you, or to get a little shout out spot in the middle of our episode there. And we are also, I mean, yes, it could be good to go to a retreat by yourself and just meet all new people. But wouldn't it just be a little bit more fun if you could go with your girlfriends? And wouldn't it be really awesome if you could get discounts on your own tickets by going with your girlfriends? So if you are interested in learning more about this, you can type affiliate in the chat, or you can send any of us a message. We'll be happy to tell you how that works. And Joanna, wait, I gotta go check the messages and just make sure I don't need to speak the voice of Joanna. Joanna, this is your moment. Type now or forever hold your peace.
We are overcoming technology 1 week at a time.
And I also want to do a shout out to Eliza. Thank you for commenting on our conversation. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the comments. Joanna says this is great. Oh, she did put all of that in this chat. Okay, that's awesome. I love you, Joanna. Even though we can't hear you today. Oh, and Joanna says, congratulations, Francine, on your Sparkle and Soar event on December 7th. Yes,
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, so just a reminder before we get out of here, that Believe Retreat is January 31st through the 2nd. Hold on, let me get our pictures out of the way. That little QR code right there will take you to find out more about all of this stuff. You can join us weekly on this live stream and every day in our online community at Heidzelin.communities. Next week, we're going to be talking about handling rejection like a pro. Man, rejection, that is no easy thing to deal with. So this is going to be a real interesting conversation. And also interesting, how are we going to do this? Oh, Joanna's just going to do sign language. That's how this is going to work. So, to leave you all today, Joanna says, from the head
To the heart.
to the hands. Yes.
Yes, we can.